Hello, hello. Happy Sunday. Hello. Welcome to the weekly energy reading. Come on in the room, get comfortable, get settled. Um, I am Soleil. I am your weekly reader. I am the founder and facilitator of the Charm School Mentorship Program. I am cover mother of Vision of Dawn Tour, and I'm a dope bitch straight up out of Oakland. Hello, hello. Come on in the room, get settled. Oh, I don't have my drink. Sorry. All right, I'm back. I'm gonna have to forego a glass this time around and just drink it straight from the can. But I have to have my still water and my sparkling water. I'm a creature of habit. How's everyone doing tonight? I hope you guys are doing good. Hope your weekend has been full of rest and peace. Um, if this is your first time here, the weekly energy reading is where we come together and I give you insight about the week ahead. It's like our little snapshot into what the week has in store for us. I start with a general reading. I then go through finances, health, and love and romance. So, welcome. If you are here because you saw me post in a group that I will be taking questions from the audience, I definitely will. I always do. I always take questions from the audience. The questions are free when we do weekly energy readings, but love offerings are encouraged as an energy exchange. So my Cash App as well as my PayPal are scrolling below. Let's just go straight into it. I don't want to keep us on here forever tonight. So we'll just jump straight on in. And I'm using Afro Anime, which it's like my go-to these days. So let's just jump straight on into it. Hello, Aisha. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Tori. Hello, Flame from the Ashes. Thank you so much for joining tonight. As you come into the room, say hello. Hey, Carrie. Say hello. Hit the scale emojis. Let me know that you're here with me. Pour some energy back into me. Hello, Tiffany. Okay. Elevated ancestors, what wisdom do we as a collective need about the week ahead of us? Give us insight into the nature of any lessons, blessings, challenges, breakthroughs, experiences we will have November 10th through the 16th. What do those who are watching either live or in the replay need to know in order to prepare themselves to navigate the energy of the next 7 days? Any wisdom shared is deeply, deeply appreciated. Make sure you hit that like button as you come into the room. If you know people who would be interested in watching this reading, share the link with them. I'm definitely trying to grow my channel. And the more people we have in attendance, the better. So don't be shy about sharing this link with people that you love and that you trust, okay? Oh, okay. Very, very positive cards. I love this energy for us. This is a week where we're encouraged to really think about our independence. We're encouraged to think about the role we play in the type of life that we want for ourselves and really examine if there are any shadows, any false beliefs that we carry that are keeping us from being in the moment, from going after what we want, for setting ourselves up not only to live the kind of lives we want, but for having the future we want, for leaving behind the legacy that we want. Very first card, 9 of Pentacles. Independence, luxury, and abundance. Every reading I've done today, you guys know that Sundays tend to be my busy days. Every reading I've done today, this card has come up. And the main message of it has been how are you positioning yourself, not just for financial freedom and financial independence, but independence in general, to live the life that you want, to make the moves you want, right? To live a life that's not only authentic, but that brings you pleasure and allows you the freedom to move around and navigate the world in the ways that you want. This is going to be really at the forefront of all of our minds this week. So that's really important to consider and to think about, okay? Am I living a life? Am I making decisions that bring me closer to being able to navigate my life through independence, to make decisions that bring me closer to autonomy? That's going to be very important, very much at the forefront of our mind. And the reason why it's at the forefront of our mind is because we have this moon card, right? Some of us have some shadows, some hidden beliefs, some unconscious ways of moving and navigating that are making it hard for us to show up as autonomous beings, as people who have complete control over our lives, right? And this week, for many of us, some of us may have been confronted with it before, but we can't see it. And this week is going to force us to look at it. It's going to force us to really drag those behaviors into the light and evaluate them. Hello, Sinidra. To really look at how our false beliefs, our hidden programming is holding us back, right? Now, the good thing about it is this evaluation is not one that is guilt-riddled. So it's not like the weight of this revelation is going to bring a whole lot of shame. No, we're going to bring it into the light. We're going to integrate it. We're going to acknowledge what needs to be released, and we're going to move forward. And it's almost like the revelation has so much excitement behind it that it puts a battery in our back. You guys know Chariot is one of my favorite cards because it's about being so committed to goal execution, to getting where you want to go, that even when you hit bumps in the road, even when you feel like life is pulling you in opposite directions, you are just so excited. You are still so driven that you keep going. You hit a bump, instead of cowering or falling and licking your wounds, you get up and you ask yourself, okay, how do I navigate? How do I shift? What's the road I need to travel? What's the redirection I need to take that's going to bring me closer to who I want to be, how I want to live? How am I going to get closer to my goals? Love the energy of these two cards together for us. So the whole first row is talking about how this thirst for independence really puts us in a position where we stop avoiding shadow work. We get excited about the shadow work, and we use the shadow work as information that really propels us forward and really organizes our steps. Love, love, love that for us. And again, what I meant when I said that instead of being, guilt-riddled by the shadow work process, we're excited about it. We're grateful for the wisdom, right? I'm going to say that phrase that I've been saying a lot the last few lives that have been pissing people off. Delay is not denial, right? Delay is not denial. And I think that with this moon card, this next week, we understand that, right? And we end up having gratitude. We have gratitude for what we learned through shadow work. We have gratitude for this newfound drive and ambition and desire. And we have gratitude for the wisdom around what will bring us closer to our independence. Love that. Love that, love that, love that for us. We got two cards of having a battery in our back. Look at how similar these cards are in the Afro Anime deck. Look how similar the Chariot is to the Knight of Wands. I really, really love how close these cards are because they are cards that are deeply interconnected. Knight of Wands energy is so essential for us being in that Chariot energy. And it's interesting because Chariot is a water card. Chariot is Cancer, right? We don't think about how driven Cancers are. We make fun of them for being sensitive. But you have to have a certain amount of sensitivity to self, to legacy, right? Through that motherhood energy in order to move forward in that Chariot way. But the Knight of Wands is a card of Aries. It's moving forward. It's being driven to succeed. It's going after what you want, but being in joy around it. Being grateful for the opportunity to be ambitious, to be driven, to be passionate about the life you want to live and the life you want to create for yourself. So this is a really exciting week for many, many of us. And the thing that I love the most is, even though this energy may be new for many of us that we're tapping into, there's like a rejuvenation that's involved. It also sets us up for our future. Ten of Pentacles. The habits that we instill for ourselves this week not only become habits that we move through in the future, but they set us up for our legacy. I think, not I think, I know, I'm correcting myself, Spirit, thank you. I know that the breakthrough that happens on an individual level this week sets us up for our future. It sets us up for the kind of memory we want to leave behind about ourselves. Because Ten of Pentacles is not just about the resources of legacy. It's about the ways in which people remember you, the ways in which people speak your name when you're gone, right? The ways in which the people, the young folks that look up to you as a guide, speak positively about you and remember the wisdom you poured into them. So even though we start this reading with the Nine of Pentacles, what are we doing for our independence? What are we doing to create a life of joy and leisure and stability where we can rely on ourselves, not on other people? The gift of that is that not only do we get to benefit from it, but the people that look up to us, the people that come behind us, the people that learn from us also get that wisdom too. So that's another motivator, right? Not only are we benefiting from it, but this sets up our children, nieces, nephews, young people in our community, anybody who looks at us, anybody who sees themselves as a part of our legacy gets changed by this newfound drive that we get to live in as a result of breaking through our shadows. Love, love, love this. Love it. Excited. Oh, that makes me really happy. I love whenever we do the general reading and it's just all full of really good information. I ain't have to get on here and yell at nobody about being lazy. I ain't have to warn nobody that they're dealing with backstabbers. That makes me so, so happy. Beautiful and positive general reading. My weekly personal reading was very optimistic as well. I'm glad to hear that, Aisha. We all deserve good readings. We just, with the energy that this year has been putting us through, we deserve a positive weekly reading. Love the energy of this week. I've been thinking about my future a lot. That's good, JL. We should be thinking about our future, especially with this year wrapping up. Can you believe we only got 6 weeks left in this year? Can you believe that? That is insane. This year been moving like it's got somewhere to be. So I love that for us. Let's go into love next, okay? That feels right. Let's go into love next and see what love has in store for us this week. And I know it's right because the flame got bigger when I said that, so that's where Spirit wants me to go next. Ancestors, angels, spirits, elevated ancestors, what wisdom do we as a collective need about love, romance, and matters of the heart in our life over this next week? When it comes to all forms of love, romantic, platonic, familial, community, give us the insights we need for the week of November 10th through the 16th. Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environments that will allow us to have the experiences of love and be experienced by those we love in the ways in which we want. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Some of you need to be eating more citrus. I know that's random. Some of you need to be eating more citrus. I saw, for whatever reason, I saw a lot of oranges and a lot of lemons, a lot of grapefruit while I had my eyes closed. I have. So we'll see. It's not a health reading, so it has to relate to love in some way. We'll see what the cards are telling us, if that'll make sense once I pull the cards. Hey, JL. Hey, Lovana. Hey, Bertal. Good to see you all here. Oh, that's interesting. That is really interesting. Clarify the Eight of Cups, ancestors. What do we need to know about the Eight of Cups tonight? What is the Eight of Cups trying to tell us about love? Okay. If any of you guys watched my happy hour reading, the first couple of cards mirror a lot of what I said about Ride or Dies in that happy hour reading. It was a good reading. It was a good conversation. If you haven't watched it already, I strongly encourage you to go back and to watch it. Renee, I love you so much because you know my memory is trash. But today I remembered that you are high. I remember. Thank you so much for being kind enough to remind me. In order for us to have the kind of love that we want, those of us who are watching live or in the replay, we have to walk away from the false belief that love is something that you have to fight for and that love is a struggle. That is actually the biggest barrier that a lot of us deal with when it comes to having the kind of love in our life that we want. Eight of Cups, walking away from what no longer serves you, going down a path where you may be alone for a little bit, but that gives you an opportunity to not only learn yourself better, but it tells you about where you need to go to get your needs met next. Clarified by Seven of Wands. So this is the thing that some of you guys need to walk away from. Some of you guys are so used to having to fight in your relationships, having to stand your ground, having to defend who you are. And I love that this message is coming up through the Seven of Wands. Notice that she's standing above the people she's fighting. Some of you guys keep having to explain yourself and justify your needs because you keep getting into these relationships and back and forth with, respectfully, people who are beneath you. It's only people who are beneath you or who want you to come down to their level that are going to get you to try to justify why it is you have the boundaries and the desires you want. So this is very much telling us, Eight of Cups clarified by Seven of Wands, we need to walk away from trying to convince people to love us. We need to walk away from the belief that we have to fight and sacrifice for love and invest in the belief that it's the people who are willing to pour into us, who are willing to invest into us, that are worth our time, that are worth our love, that are worth our focus. And here's the thing. Many of us are blessed to have friendships that are beautiful, that are bountiful, that are elevating us, that are bringing us closer to the kind of lives we want to live, that understand us, that have shared investment in us. If you have friendships that are like that, but your romantic life does not reflect that, then that's what you need to figure out. How do I get my romantic life to reflect the beauty and the serenity and the ease that my friendships represent, right? And I think that's a struggle that some women have. It's like, my friends love me hard and my friends celebrate me hard, but then I'm finding myself in relationships with these partners that want to bring me down to size, that want to make me little. Okay, well, look at your friends and ask yourself, how do I find lovers and partners that nurture me like my friends? The answer is not to walk away from love. The answer is to walk away from the patterns of, again, dating people who constantly want to bring you down to size. Okay? And for some of us, this is going to require us being comfortable with walking away. It doesn't matter how cute they are. Doesn't matter how fat their pocket is. You may have some really great experiences of laughing and giggling with this person. But if they have a routine of trying to shit on your dreams, make you show up smaller, humble you, because that's all that Seven of Wands energy is. I see you elevating, and I don't want you to be bigger than me. I don't want you to elevate past me. So I got to distract you and make you small, right? Once you see that dynamic in somebody, run. That's the thing. That's the positive thing about the Knight of Swords. They're so deliberate about what they want that they're going to pick up and run towards it. And they're successful. They're educated. They're smart. They're smart enough to know what they want. So run towards what you want instead of sticking in situations that cause you to be smaller. That is the love lesson. And again, see, this is how I know spirit. I love the synchronicity of spirit. Y'all saw me shuffle these cards. Y'all know I didn't sit here and try to purposely pick cards that fell into the happy hour reading. This is spirit reiterating the message because this is the message we need, right? And for some of you, again, why is this coming up? Why is this being hit on the head a second time? Because it's fortuitous. For a lot of us, the wheel is about to turn in our favor in terms of love and romance. Some of us have had to sit down for a little bit. Some of us have had to not date for a little bit. Some of us have had a series of busters. I don't know why spirit wanted me to use that word, but we've had a series of busters come along. But now the good ones are about to show up. Things are about to get a little bit better. Things are about to get sweeter. The wheel is turning in our favor. Fate is working towards us. So in order for us to be the person we need to be to meet fate, we have to be ready. We have to make better decisions. It doesn't matter if the wheel is turning in your favor. It doesn't matter if the Lord is giving you fortuitous opportunity. If you are still in the spirit of self-sabotage and old habits, you can fuck up a fortuitous moment, right? So the Page of Swords is here. Stop feeling like you have to defend yourself. Stop over speaking. Stop giving people too much too soon in the hopes that if you teach them and show them just how smart you are and you lay all your cards out, that's going to make them see you as the honor student and that's going to make them, no. Page of Swords is learning how to wield the power of their tongue. So yes, be careful about how you talk about yourself. Don't invite people into your world through self-deprecation, thinking that you're being charming or thinking that you're being approachable, only to be shocked when they start putting you down later. Also, make people work for the information that they need to have about you. You don't have to spill everything about yourself the second you meet somebody. Make them work for it. Make them work to know you, right? You're worth having, so make them work for it. And also, stop pedestalizing people. This is another reason why this information about slowing down and taking your time is coming up. The only way you should be rushing is when you see the red flags, remember? But part of the reason why these really important pages are coming up, stop talking down on yourself and being shocked when people join in, but also stop pedestalizing people and projecting the things you want about them onto them. Make them show you. Make them show you. Don't get distracted and wrapped up in potential. Don't pedestalize them based off of potential. What are they showing you? It doesn't matter if they proclaim to be a good, kind person. If they're not kind, if they're verbally abusive, they're trying to bring you down to size. Don't get distracted by the ambitions that they speak about. How are they moving? What are they doing? Is this somebody that's actually doing the things they need to do to put a dream into place, to root it into reality? Or are they just sitting on your couch, eating all of your fucking snacks and fantasizing about the life that they want? Pay attention to those things. Don't get distracted by fantasy. Do not get distracted by fantasy, because then you will find yourself in that very fucked up Piscean dynamic where you sacrifice yourself for somebody else. Sacrifice yourself because you believe that that other person is more worthy of you. No, you're worthy. You're worthy. So the love message for this week is that some of us are walking away from these habits that are having us in this cycle of bitter love. I'm just going to call it bitter love, right? We are trying to advocate way too hard in the beginning around our boundaries. When they start showing you from the beginning that they don't respect your boundaries, that they're not in agreement, that they can't meet your standards, walk away. Walk away. And understand that if you found friends in your life who can love you authentically, who meet you where you are, who share your ambitions, then there's no reason why you can't find that in a romantic partner. You absolutely can find that in a romantic partner. You have far too much evidence of that kind of love in your life through your friendships and your community. So make these changes now so that when this fortuitous moment comes up where you're about to meet a partner, you can evaluate them in a way that allows you to see whether or not they're capable of giving you these things. But you have to walk away from the self-sacrifice. You have to walk away from the self-deprecation, because these are things that set you up to be mistreated or misrepresented or misunderstood in terms of romance. Okay? Hope that that message made sense. Hope it landed on the ears of whomever needed to hear and receive it. Let's go into health next, and then we'll wrap up with money, okay? Ancestors, angels, masters, spirits, walk with me. Our elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need to know about our physical, spiritual, and mental health as we go into the week of November 10th through the 16th? Give us insight into any habits, ways of being that we need to release, maintain, or increase that will bring us closer to holistic health. If there are any, a lot is falling out. I'm going to switch decks because that's way too many cards to fall out. So this one may be tired. As I said, Sundays are my busiest days, so the deck just may be tired. So we're going to switch over to Millennial for now. That's all I've been doing, shadow work. All I've been doing is slowing down, reflecting more since the season changed. Good, good. That's really important. Ancestors, angels, city master spirits walk with me. What do we as a collective need to know about our physical, mental, and spiritual health and wellness? Give us insight into what the week of November 10th through the 16th has in store for us. Let us understand and see clearly the habits we need to increase, release, or minimize in order to have a balance of our holistic health. If there's anything we're doing to harm ourselves, let us know so that we can release that behavior. If there's any threats to our longevity and vitality, illuminate it now so that we know what to do. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I'm seeing oranges again. This time I'm also seeing a lot of water. Some of us are not getting enough vitamin C. We're not getting enough vitamin C. We're not getting enough B vitamins as well, and we need to drink more water. Hello, Empress Maya Newbie. Good to see you. Hello, Asha. This reading focuses a lot on emotions, but it ends with physical activity. And I see very clearly why that is. And as I go through the cards, you all will see as well. Reflection is going to be really important this week. Reflection over your habits, reflection over the things that you are attached and tied to, right? Remembering that the Knight of Pentacles is very much a sniper energy. They are good at tuning into the fine details of a thing. And I love that in the Millennial deck, the Knight of Pentacles is the celebrity stylist, right? I always think of La Roche whenever this comes up, right? La Roche, I don't know if you guys are a fan of his. I'm obsessed with that man. A part of what makes him so brilliant as what he calls a stylist architect is that he is so attuned to the details, right? So what could be a regular white suit that 3 other people are wearing something similar to on a runway, you know his because of the fine details, the tailoring, the buttons, the jewelry, even the way that the person walks and moves within it. You're going to see it differently and more finely when he tends to it, right? That is the precision of a Knight of Pentacles. Now, why is this the first card coming up in the health reading? Some of you guys do need an overhaul with your health routines, but they're just little fine tunes, little sharp shifts that you need to make in your life, in your daily practice. And for a lot of you all, it is related to your community and the people that you love. There are things you do in the presence of chosen family and even birth family, the people that you spend the most time with, sacrifices that you make that may be so subtle that you don't even recognize how they harm you, right? And it can be easy to ignore because these are people you love. These are people that you have cherished memories with. These are the people that you spend the most time with. When you think about the most positive moments in your life, these are the people that you're around. And it can be really hard to challenge yourself to figure out, okay, I love these people. I'm not going to stop spending time around them. But what are the things that I'm doing with and around them that are actually harmful to my health? I had to do this last year. I love my family down, but goddamn, they can drink. Goddamn, they can fucking drink. And so when I'm around them, I have to really challenge myself. Like, bitch, you got limits. You don't got these grown man livers that these motherfuckers have. Like, you gotta chill, right? They love to barbecue. I can't eat pork all day, every day like that, right? So there are certain things that I've had to figure out how to pull back from when I'm in community with my family that I can't do all the time. And for y'all, what I'm getting in terms of this collective reading, that it's not so much about what you are ingesting, it is about the overwork. Some of you guys don't have good boundaries when it comes to the people that you love. It can sound romantic and cute and sweet to, be the friend that I had a friend that did this actually, and it led to our falling out. They kept saying things like, I want to be the friend you call at 3 a.m. when you're going through something. And then I started calling them when I was going through stuff, and then they threw it in my face when they couldn't handle it, right? Some of you guys don't have the best boundaries. And some of you guys, it's especially you healers, it's even the clients you have. You have certain clients that you have favoritism towards, and they don't know how to not take advantage of that, right? So again, you gotta pay attention to time for you to do some reflection, pay attention to those fine details when it comes to the community you spend the most time with, because you are overexerting yourself in a way that is only going to lead to burnout. It's only going to lead to exhaustion. If it hasn't already, some of you guys are really, really stretched thin. And it's because you're doing way too much. You're letting people encroach on your boundaries. You're not having enough time for yourself. You don't know how to turn your brain and your heart off. when it comes to these people, and it's leading to your burnout. It's leading to your exhaustion. It's leading to you retreating in the other areas of your life. So this is a week where you got to really focus on yourself in your home. And it may be hard. Four of Wands. Focusing on yourself in your home. Focusing on nesting, homecoming, really setting a solid foundation for yourself. If it is not about you, and if it's not about bringing comfort to your home, you have to put it on the back burner. And that may mean that you have to say no to some people. That may mean that you don't pick up the phone when certain folks call. You're so used to picking up on that first ring, they may have to go to voicemail, and they may have to get a call back the next day. It's just the reality of the situation. Because here's the thing, it doesn't matter how much you love them. If they stress you out to the point where it shortens your years, not only are you not going to be here to love them, you ain't going to be here to love your fucking self. So the Four of Wands is coming up to say stable foundation. Stable foundation. Take care of you. Take care of your home. Home first. You first. Stable foundation for you first. Right? And also, it's a self-love issue. It may feel uncomfortable to hear that, but some of us are more comfortable being the givers than we are the receivers. Some of us are comfortable being in the position of fixer, of healer, of being the sounding board for everybody else. That it puts us in a position where we're disconnected from our own needs. And so here the Ace of Cups is saying, okay, you got to stop worrying about giving to everybody else, because the giving to everybody else has only brought you to a space of agitation and burnout. And you got to use this week to really check in with your heart and ask yourself, not only what do I need, but do I even know how to receive that right now? Am I capable of letting people pour into me the way that I pour into everybody else? That's a really important question to ask yourself. And here's another thing, and I've talked about this before. I don't have any straight up chakra classes, but I have several classes where I refer to the chakras. And one thing about Black women, we have high rates of heart disease. Heart health issues are one of the things that take us out more than breast cancer, more than any other sickness. And yeah, a lot of it has to do with, movement and eating, absolutely. But it also has to do with heartbreak. If you're giving and giving and giving to everyone else and then you never let anybody pour into you, that can lead to heartbreak eventually. So what are you doing to take care of your heart? What are you doing to nurture yourself? What are you doing to position yourself to allow other people to pour into you? These are important questions to ask for the sake of not only your spiritual and your mental health, but also your physical health. And why is that coming up? Because, hey, some of y'all are not getting out and getting the movement you need. Some of you guys are so okay with just sitting around being available for everybody to call on you and call you and pour their problems into you and, oh my God, give me attention, And that is time that you can be spending out in the world walking. That can be time that you're spending out at the gym. That can be time that you're spending out hiking, as well as socializing. Yes, some of you guys need to increase your physical movement. Again, because this comes back to the conversation around heart health. But the physical movement doesn't just need to be increased. You need to be allowing yourself to have more socialization, right? What do we know about the King of Wands? He's very social. He is the card of the athlete. Him and his son, the Knight of Wands, are the cards of the athletes. So you need to be in a dance class. You need to be in a Pilates class. You need to be in what's that shit that people do, Zumba, Peloton, something that allows you connection with other people, but also for an increase in physical movement. When the King of Wands comes up in a health reading, they're there to say that not only do we need to expand our social circle and we need to be out in the world being more gregarious, but we also need to just be moving our body more. And we need to be in movement with and around other people more. Okay? So that is the health reading for the week. And you guys will see it, because remember, that first card is the Knight of Pentacles. You're going to see it in the fine details. You're going to realize there are certain people in your life, doesn't matter how much you love them, when you get off the phone with them, you fucking tired. You are fucking tired. And then that exhaustion becomes used as an excuse to not go on that walk, that 30 to 45-minute walk that you need more in the winter than ever, right? Because we stay inside more naturally during this time. So what's going to get you out in the world? What's going to get you social? What's going to get you moving? As opposed to hunkering down and being everybody else's source of care, okay? That's your health reading. I haven't answered the phone to my mom and dad and his wife in a month because it's always some drama that is not my problem to deal with. Like I am not the mediator or the parent between them. It can be a lot. It can be a lot. I have a couple of people in my life that I love down. I want nothing but the best for them. But it doesn't matter how much good advice I give them. Even to the point where sometimes when they're paying me for the advice, they don't want to hear the good advice. They just want to trauma dump. And getting them to understand, like, hey, you have tools. Use the fucking tools, right? It's hard to get them to understand how one-sided and selfish it is. So I'm glad that, even though you love these people, you're going ahead and allowing yourself to not pick up the phone. Because if it's what you need to keep you healthy and safe right now, then it is what you need to keep you healthy and safe. My hiking time and seeing the sunrise is sacred. I love that, Sinitra. I love that. Y'all know how I'm about getting to the river. Y'all know how I'm about getting to the river. If I don't get to that river every week, y'all gonna feel it in my energy. So I love that you have decided that that's something sacred for you. Absolutely. Love that. Let's go ahead and wrap up with the money reading, and then I'll go ahead and take some questions from the audience, okay? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits, walk with me. Elevated ancestors. What lies ahead of us this week when it comes to money? What do we as a collective, those watching either live or in the replay, need to know about their relationship with abundance and the flow of money and provision in their life during the week of November 10th through the 16th? Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environment that will allow us to have the experiences of money, wealth, abundance, and expansion that we want to have? What is the wisdom that we need so that we can bring in more money, have more of a flow of increase into our life than what we release? What will give us the wisdom to multiply as well as protect any blessings that come into our life financially? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I love the water. I love the water too. I'm not able to get into the river the way that I want to and the way that I love to because it is fucking freezing here in Atlanta now. But even though I can't get into her and, wander and wade through her the way I like to, I still go visit her. I still go visit the river. Four of Wands fell out as I shuffled, but I'm going to pull the spread first to see how it informs the rest of this particular reading. Clarify the Seven of Swords, ancestors. What is the Seven of Swords telling us about money and finances this week? I keep having outburst arguments with man I'm dating. I don't think we have a future. Carrie, baby, I will answer this when it's time for that, okay? Right now I'm finishing the general reading. So When it's time for that, I'm going to ask you to either copy and paste or retype that question. You've been here before, so you know that when I'm doing the general, I don't like to be asked personal questions because it's deeply distracting. Okay? So let me finish this finance reading, and then I'll give my updates, and then I'll answer questions from the audience. Okay? Asha said, truly, being more sociable is a goal at the moment. I just moved into a new house and neighborhood, and all I do is go to work and come back. Yeah, you gotta work on that, sweetie. And it can happen to the best of us. I don't know what your sun sign is, but I know that is definitely a struggle for the earth signs, getting into these really strict habits. But you gotta, the same way that you are deliberate about work and being strategic at work, you got to be strategic about your work-life balance. So I wish you the best with that. I would love to be that close to the beach. That's my biggest thing. Now that I'm in Atlanta, I don't have access to a beach, and it breaks my heart. A newbie, where do you go in Atlanta, Mambo? I have never been to the. Okay. Do I want to share my spot with y'all? See, if I don't want it to get crowded because it's so, ooh, okay. Whitewater Trail. Whitewater Trail. I'm going to be nice. I'm not going to gatekeep. Whitewater Trail is where I go, and it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. You will see so many just beautiful animals. I saw geese there last time I was there, and that just brightened my day. It's a beautiful spot. Okay, I'm gonna stop with the reading of the comments because I want to get through this because I know that people do have questions for me to answer. You really got to watch your thoughts this week. You have to watch your thoughts for two reasons. A, your energy is your frequency, and your frequency attracts abundance. So if you are wrapped up in thoughts, you felt the hesitation too, Cody. I just don't want it to get crowded. I don't want it to get crowded. I love that spot, and I'm gonna be so heartbroken if I go there and it's like cluttered with people because it's my little sanctuary. But back to the reading. If you are overwhelmed with negative thoughts, it's going to be hard for you to see the possibility for financial expansion and overflow that are around you. And for some of us, either watching live or in the replay, for many of us in the collective, there's a really strong relationship between our negative thoughts and our finances, right? So that's the first reason. But the other reason is also, in addition to when we're in the negative thought pattern, it fucks up our frequency and our vibration. When we're in that fucked up thought pattern, we can go and complain to people who don't mean good for us. And that is a form of negligence that can put us in danger, okay? Why am I saying this? Seven of Swords, the Thief card, somebody who's acting shady. It can be us, the person that is the Seven of Swords in our life, through self-sabotage, through negative thought patterns, through giving up, that are bringing this energy of stealing joy from us, right? But also the Seven of Swords is literally somebody who's acting shady around us. We've all been in a position where we are around somebody and we're not in a good mood, and then somebody asks us, oh, what's wrong? I want to be your sounding board. You can tell me anything. And then you tell them your fears, you tell them the negative shit you're going through, and instead of them giving you advice or wanting to help, what do? They go and gossip about you. They make fun of you. They steal your ideas, right? So there's multiple layers to the Seven of Swords, and why it's really important that we watch our thoughts this week, that we be careful, right? Because the swords are not just thoughts, they're the tongue, and the tongue is mighty. So if you are wrapped up in these negative thought patterns and you're running to somebody and you're telling them all their fears, Do you not think that this person, especially if they're a shady, manipulative little bitch, do you think that they're not going to turn around and use that against you? They absolutely the fuck will. So instead of being wrapped up in the negative thought pattern, you need to take your time to plan your future. When was the last time you did a vision board? When was the last time you literally sat with your journal and wrote out and dreamed for your future? If you find the negative thoughts running rampant, that is a much better use of your time than sitting in the negative thoughts and letting them continue to run rampant, or running. Again, that need for external validation will get us fucked up every time. Running to somebody else to tell them all of your business, all of your fears, only for them to weaponize that against you. This is how you learn to protect yourself. Queen of Swords, the queen of emotional protection, turning your test into a testimony, into wisdom that you use to protect yourself. So again, switch your thoughts, change what's playing in the theater of your mind. If you know you're having a hard time thinking positively about your money, thinking positively about your finances, thinking positively about your future, and see that ability to shift and pivot as a form of emotional protection. Also, this becomes your plan. That vision board should become a plan. It shouldn't just be a weird Santa-like wish list of things you want. It should be something that sets you up for action steps, because the visualization of the Two of Wands gives us action steps, and it pushes us to the Three of Wands, where we start to make progress, right? Why is this coming up? You're going to be gifted something this week. Some sort of charity is coming into your life. Somebody's going to pour something into you that can actually help you change your position tremendously. Some of you guys, this may be grants and fellowships. Some of you guys, this may be a small business loan. Some of you guys, it just may be somebody in your community that says, hey, I see you hustling and I know you feel stuck. Here's an extra stack for you to put towards whatever, right? But some sort of charity is coming into your life, and that charity can position you for extra change, right? It can help you get a leg up. But if you're wrapped up in this negative thought pattern and you're so busy talking to these people that don't mean well for you, you're not going to be able to see the gift and the charity that's just right around the corner. Okay? So be careful this week. Be careful with how you talk to yourself through your thoughts, and be careful about who you talk to about your fears. Give more lip service to your dreams, your goal, and your vision than you give to the fears that are gnawing away at you. This is coming up because you need to figure out how to exercise emotional control over your life. See, here's the thing. I've been saying that phrase, delay is not denial, for a couple of months now, and I know y'all getting sick of me saying that shit. But that's part of the problem. The reason why I started saying it to myself, because it was a struggle that I had. It's like I would work really, really hard, and then the second that I wasn't seeing what I wanted in terms of change, I would be so close to giving up. But a lot of us want to give up right when the change is about to happen. And the King of Cups is coming along as the card of emotional control and compassion, so that we can learn how to not only be compassionate, but how to have faith in the waiting. And a lot of us, when it comes to money, when it comes to our career, when it comes to financial progress, we struggle with having faith in the waiting. And that is an issue of emotional discipline. That is an issue of emotional control and leadership. And that's why this Seven of Swords is warning us. Because when we don't have emotional control and leadership, what do? We sit around and we think the worst, which attracts the worst, or we overshare our fears and concerns, our deficits, to the wrong people. So you sitting there, oh my God, I'm freaking out. I only got $18 in my checking account. And then you run and you tell that to a jealous weirdo bitch, who then goes and gets on the phone with other people and gossip. You know that bitch only got $18 in her checking account. Have some emotional control. Your emotional control is what allows you to turn the fear into planning. And that planning will position you to better protect yourself than running your mouth. Okay? These are important lessons that we all need to learn about stewardship. You heard the prayer that I did before I pulled these cards. Ancestors, what's going to give us not only the wisdom to honor our increase, but the wisdom to multiply it? You heard me say that, right? And that's why the Page of Pentacles is here. The Page of Pentacles is here not only because they are somebody who is learning through apprenticeship, through the act of doing, through the act of exercising a muscle and training themselves, right? How to earn more money, but they're teaching themselves about what to do to protect what they have. Okay? And these are lessons that you need to teach yourself even in the moment of waiting, even before the increase comes in. Okay? Because sitting around and self-soothing and distracting yourself through drinking, through binge watching TV, through overeating, whatever 4 cups distractions you engage in, that's not going to help you. It's only going to feed the dissatisfaction that leads to that 7 of Swords energy, that leads to you over talking to the enemy. Okay? So the answer is not to self-soothe and distract. The answer is to train yourself, especially around emotional discipline. And if you know that this is something that you struggle with, Page of Swords. Page of Swords. Start training yourself on how to better use your tongue. And if you need to get, some help, reach out to a life coach. Get a reading from a priest or a priestess you trust. Make an appointment with your therapist. The honor student energy of the Page of Swords when they are in alignment is one of, okay, I need to go to the trusted teacher. I need to get a little bit of help with this. So if you know you're struggling with emotional discipline, if you know you're struggling with, speaking your fears to the wrong person, go to your therapist, go to your priestess, go to your life coach. These are people that are trained. Not only are they trained in terms of how to help you, they have confidentiality. And they not some weirdo insecure bitch that's going to run out and tell your business, okay? Card that fell out in the shuffle, 4 of Wands. Homecoming, celebration, hitting your milestones. Why has this information come up? Because so many of us are right at the precipice. We're right around the corner from getting to the place of financial stability that we want to be at. But because we haven't gotten there quickly enough, and because it doesn't look like what we want it to, we can fuck up and sabotage that shit. So the 4 of Wands is here to remind you, hey, it's just around the corner. Your stable foundation is here. You're about to have homecoming and celebration. It's about to be right near you. That's why it's telling you this important lesson around emotional discipline, around emotional leadership, around not pouring your energy into your fears, not whining about your fears to the wrong people, and then wondering why they weaponize it against you. This is all shit that you need to work on now so that when you hit this milestone, you can actually honor and enjoy it. Okay? That was the financial reading. I am now done with the collective reading for the week, and I am ready to take questions from the audience. As you are typing your questions into the comments section, I'm going to bring you guys a few updates. Y'all missed the last round of Rich Spirit for 2025. That's okay. We are already rolling, and it starts this week. So there will not be another round of Rich Spirit until February of 2025, but that's okay. If you missed Rich Spirit and did not get to sign up, you can kind of do Rich Spirit at home. It won't be the same thing, but I do have a Rich Spirit body wash. It is a body wash that you can incorporate into your own personal prosperity and abundance rituals at home to strengthen the efficacy of your spiritual work. Everybody who purchases the Rich Spirit body wash gets a set of instructions for a regimen I call Sweet Money Flow. So it teaches you about not only how to use the body wash, but it gives some suggestions around prayers, affirmations, things that you can incorporate further into your own personal spiritual regimen to see abundance and increase, okay? So if you are interested in purchasing the Rich Spirit body wash because you did not get to sign up for this last round of Rich Spirit, the link is in the the comments section. I have a batch that I'm working on right now with the intention of shipping more orders out by this Thursday. So if you are interested in getting a bottle for the next shipment, go ahead and click the link below and make your purchase, okay? If you want to know why it's priced at what it is, it's because it's a bespoke spiritual product. I make it all by hand with natural ingredients, fresh vanilla, orange essential oil that I make myself, pure jojoba, all the finest ingredients. I'm a Taurus, I'm bougie, so I'm only going to use good stuff to make it, right? Also, shipping is fucking expensive. I didn't know it until I went to ship this last batch. Every body wash I shipped was somewhere, the shipping was somewhere between $9 and $13, depending on where everybody lived. So, shipping is built into the cost of the wash. It's just easier for me to do it that way instead of having to, long story short, the shit works and it's good, and that's why it costs what it costs, okay? Yearly forecast readings are available. They will be available until February 1st. These are limited time readings that I do at the end. I do them at the last quarter in the first month of every year. And I do them to give people an opportunity to prepare for the year ahead. Okay? So, if you want to get ahead on the year 2026, if you want to enter it knowing what is coming up for you based on your natal chart as well as tarot divination, if you want to have insight into how to prepare to be able to have a good 2026, book your yearly forecast reading. There are two versions. The full version comes with a natal chart breakdown as well as analysis and projected dates in 2026 that are going to give you insight into the year ahead, around love, around prosperity, what's going to be best for you, as well as 4 tarot spreads that are meant to build on the information that came in your natal chart. That's the full forecast. The mini forecast looks at just tarot. So you get just the 4 to 5 tarot spreads. They give you insight into the year ahead. So book those early. Book them now. Again, they will be available until the end of January, but the earlier that you get them, the better it is for you, okay? I used to work at UPS, so I understand about shipping costs. They're no joke. It's disgusting. Shipping has literally tripled in the last year. I used to be able to, so I only made, up until I made a product in mass to give to people or to sell to people, I used to only make bespoke products. And I used to could ship a bottle of Florida water that was about the same size as Rich Berry Body Wash for like $5 or $6. I had no idea I was going to end up spending $11, $12, $13 to ship every single one. It's crazy, but yeah. So those are the two main announcements that I have. I mean, you can book a private reading with me anytime you want, 30-minute general reading. I'm still offering love and romance readings, still offering shadow work consultations, still offering ancestral life path readings. I'm going to post my Shield and Shadows protection work class on Patreon before the night is over. But if you want to do exclusive classes and get access to exclusive readings, join my Patreon. My Patreon has a lot of information on there that's exclusive. You guys love the Astro Hour readings, but I also do astrology-based readings on there based on people's sun signs. So join my Patreon. The link to that is below as well. Okay? Let me scroll up to see if anybody has questions for me. And again, these readings are technically free, but please, if you are able to send a love offering, please do. It just doesn't feel the greatest when I come on here and answer 10, 11 questions, and then I look at my Cash App and I have $6 sent to me after answering all those questions. So if you can send a love offering, please do, okay? Let's start with Tori. Tori said, what guidance does my court have for me about my new romantic connection? Okay. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits walk with me. My elevated ancestors, what does Tori need to know about her new romantic interest? What do her spirits want her to know at this time? What will allow her to be open and present to the connection as opposed to distracted by anxiety and fear? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Also, if you were not able to attend the happy hour reading live and you want to get one of the readings that was from happy hour, you're more than welcome to do so. You just need to send a love offering of $11.11 and type which of the two readings you want in comment section, okay? Clarify the Six of Swords. What do we need? Sorry, the Five of Swords. What do we need to know about the Five of Swords? So this is interesting. We have the Four of Wands, the Five of Swords clarified by the Four of Wands, and the Judgment card, and the Ten of Wands. Four of Wands has been doing a lot of work today. A lot of work in these readings. Tori, they want you to trust. They really, really want you to trust yourself and them. And what I mean by yourself and them is they would not allow somebody to come into your energy that didn't mean you well. And they also want you to know that if something is going to come up that you need to be fearful of, they will speak to you, right? Four of Wands, this is a good connection. This is somebody who has the capacity to be around for quite some time, right? Five of Swords, the card of gaslighting. You got to be careful about your fear-based thoughts and basically gaslighting yourself into believing that there's danger where there is none. Four of Wands again. So this is a stable person. This is a good person. This is, again, somebody you can meet a lot of milestones with. Judgment card. Listen to your spirits. Trust your ancestors. If there's anything to be fearful of, they will bring it up for you. Okay? Overthinking and fear-based projections will only lead you to burnout. They will only lead you to put a lot of fear on your back and into the situation that's not actually a part of the situation, right? So again, Page of Swords, be careful. Get control over your mind. Get control over your tongue. Try not to project shit into the situation that's not really there. That's what they have to say. They want you to be present to your energy. They want you to be present to how this person is actually showing up in your life, as opposed to letting your fearful thoughts run rampant, okay? That's what's coming up. Okay. Let's see. You're very, very welcome, Tori. I just want to name that I'm doing readings and I've not received a single love offering yet. Let's see. Absolutely believe spirit will allow you to, JL. Not sure if you're doing rich spirit, but okay. What area does my spiritual team want me to work on this week to achieve a better life for myself and my kids? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, what does Denisha need to focus on in order to create better for her and her children? What will allow her to create better for her and her children? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Carrie, I believe that you had a question earlier. If you want to put it in the comments, I am happy to address it. I just wasn't going to break up the energy of the general reading to address your question. I'm gonna read these two together because they were stuck together as one. Ace of Cups, you struggle with self. It fell on the floor. I'm not about to get it. You struggle. Actually, let me turn my camera off. Issue with the universe. It's a trust issue with yourself. So you really do need to work on your heart chakra. You need to work on your ability to receive. That's just the first thing. We also have the Ace of Swords. You need to start planning and plotting. The more that you plan, the more spirit will give you downloads and wisdom about what it is you need to do and how you need to move forward, right? Your spirits are giving you really, really fundamental advice because, and I don't mean to be mean, you struggle with discipline. You struggle with discipline. You struggle with your attachments. You have some addictive behaviors, and it may not be addictions like drug or alcohol, but Devil card represents somebody who's not able to control their vices. They're not able to control their urges or their base behavior. So there's an issue with discipline that you have, right? And that's further confirmed with the card that was stuck over the Devil card, which is the Hierophant. The more you engage in spiritual discipline, right, which is strategic prayer, which is making sure that your actions are in alignment with your words, moving through integrity, being very, very disciplined about your spiritual walk and making sure that it's reflected in your actions, the easier it will be for you to see change in your everyday life. But right now, your spirits are saying that you lack trust. You don't have trust in yourself or the universe's ability to provide for you, that you need to develop an actual strategic plan, and that you really have to work on your discipline because there's a lack of discipline that's making it hard for you to see change in terms of how you need to move forward. Okay? What does my grandma think of this situation with my uncle? All right, okay. Ancestors, angels, and masters, spirit support with me. What does Miss Anubi or Empress Anubi need to know about what their grandmother thinks about the situation with their uncle? I don't know. This is not telling me clearly what the situation is with your uncle, but your grandmother does think that justice will come about as a result of the situation. She thinks that karma is going to catch up with your uncle. I don't know if your uncle has done something that is literally legal or if they've just been not the best in terms of integrity, but she's just waiting for karma to catch up with him. So if you've been feeling as though she hasn't been like expressive in her response, it's because in her mind she's like, okay, well, fuck it, it's all gonna come out in the wash. You know, justice is gonna be served. He's gonna have to deal with the karma of his actions. She knows that he is a trickster. She knows that he is somebody that can be manipulative, which is another reason why the justice card is coming up, because she's like, okay, at some point the true actions are gonna come to bear. And then the Chariot is here. She's ready to move on. She's ready to move forward. I do get that this is not something that this is the first time that this has happened, and she's kind of over it. And she really wants to be able to focus on what's next or life after this, if that makes sense. That's what I'm getting from what your grandmother thinks about the situation with your uncle. I'm only going to do one more because y'all are being not the most generous tonight. I have one love offering of $5. So I'm only going to do a couple more questions and I'm going to tap out because I can see what kind of night this is going to be. What does Spirit have to tell me about Alex's thoughts and feelings for me? What direction is our relationship going in? Ancestors, angels, and masters, spirits to walk with me. What does JL need to know about her relationship with Alec and the direction that it is taking at this time? What does she need to know about his intentions and his feelings towards her? Any wisdom shared? It's deeply appreciated. Clarify the tower. What do we need to know about the tower? So Alex's feelings are genuine towards you, but their life is a little out of, I don't mean to laugh. Their life is a little bit of a dumpster fire right now. So you may have moments where you feel like they're being disingenuous with you. It's not because they don't have genuine feelings towards you. It's not because they don't want longevity with you. It's because I don't think that they really want you to know how much in disarray their life is, particularly as it relates to their past and their family. Eight of Wands, literally obsessed, Cupid's arrows. They're enamored with you. They genuinely feel a strong attraction towards you, and they definitely want to continue to explore that attraction. Five of Swords, the card of gaslighting. You are going to have moments where you feel like, is this person being honest with me? Is this person being transparent with me? And low key, they're not. They're not, but they're not doing that because they're a bad person. They're doing it because there's a lot of chaos in their personal life. There's a lot that's kind of falling apart or disorganized, and they either aren't ready for you to know about it, or they fear that if you know the intimate details, it'll run you off. A lot of it has to do with things that are from their past, particularly as it relates to family, and attachments that they developed when they were younger. And again, they're just so fearful that that's going to make you run away. And Eight of Wands, they want to continue to move forward with you. They want to continue to explore the romance. So I get that Alex is somebody who genuinely has passion and attraction towards you, but their life is not the most settled right now. And it can cause them to show up in ways that may feel somewhat avoidant at times. You have to make a decision about whether or not that's something that you are capable of dealing with. And if you're capable of trusting that. But the overall answer is they really do have an attraction towards you. It's just their life's not in the greatest position at this moment. Okay. Let's see. You're good, Empress Maya Newbie. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Protect My Peace just came up Protect Your Peace just came up in the general reading. Who is Freda? Who is Freda? They just said, what? Good night. Who are you? Who are you? Who is this alleged Frida in my comments? Because I'm about 1 second away from saying, girl, fuck you. Let's see. Carrie Cat. The person I'm currently dating is a Virgo like me. We keep fighting and having outbursts. I just feel like it's not leading anywhere. I like them. He's attractive and the sexism. Baby, what's your question? Carrie, I'm happy to answer your question, but there's no question there. There's no question there, honey. There's no question. Jay Israel said, "Thank you, Mambo. That's a bit of a curveball. Lots to think about." Yeah, and take your time. There's no rush. There's no rush. They do like you, so I don't see them running from you. If anything, they're gonna be patient. Eight of Wands is like, I like you and I want you energy. Frida, bitch. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude, but you in here playing in my fucking comments. What? Good night. What? And if you didn't mean it to be disrespectful, explain yourself. But right now I'm taking it as disrespect. Carrie, what's your question, baby? I'm happy to answer your question. Do you just want to, I'm just going to give you a general reading about the energy between you and the Virgo. Because again, I don't see a question in this comment, okay? So I'm just going to give you a general reading about you and this person. All right? Frida, reveal yourself and explain to me why you playing in my motherfucking comments. She got my attention. She absolutely has my attention, Tamika. She has it tonight. Frida, what the fuck do you want? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What does Carrie need to know about the relationship between her and the Virgo? What energy does she need to be tapped into at this time? What can you tell us about why they fight and have these outbursts? Is this something that can be sustainable, or is this meant to be a passionate situation that fizzles out or crashes out shortly? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Okay. I got you, Carrie. I assume that that's what you were asking. I will do KFS after Frida. After Frida. I will do KFS after Carrie. And then I'm going to go ahead and log out for the night. Because that little Frida heifer on here playing with my fucking energy, and I don't like that. I thought I was done with all the little weirdo bitches from my last environment coming on here and playing mind games, but apparently I'm not. Apparently you hoes are still broke and lost, and you still ain't got shit else to do other than to come on and fucking play little games and be monitoring spirits. Alleged Frida. How dare you come over here with the fucking name Frida playing games like that? I'm tired of bitches with stank pussy energy. I truly am. Back to your reading, Carrie. I apologize for that. Okay. Eight of Pentacles, High Priestess, and the Emperor. Okay, so he struggles with authenticity. Eight of Pentacles is the card of imposter syndrome. And he does genuinely like you. He genuinely likes you. He wants to be in a relationship. But a part of how he struggles through his imposter syndrome is to pick fights. So, again, you have to make a decision about whether or not that's something you want to deal with, right? This is somebody who's learning, and they have to literally teach themselves how to be vulnerable as opposed to picking a fight and defaulting to outbursts. when they have overwhelming feelings. He hasn't learned how to do that yet. That's a skill set that he's still developing as a man. The High Priestess here, if you don't do readings on him, you need to start. You should start doing readings in your romantic life, period. Your spirits are encouraging you to do that. So I don't know if you already know how to divine carry, but this needs to be motivation for you to learn how to divine. Your spirits are saying that you need to use your intuition more often in terms of romance. Because I think that if you were more tapped into your intuition in the situation, you yourself would be able to discern between, oh, I actually did something wrong, and he's just tripping because he doesn't know how to process his feelings. We have the Emperor here as well. So he's not a bad person. He's actually really disciplined and organized in the rest of his life. But because, again, going back to this Eight of Pentacles, he struggles with imposter syndrome when it comes to romance. It shows up through the negative aspects of the Emperor when he's in romantic attachment, meaning that he defaults to domination. He defaults to the need to be right, to the need to control. And so, again, is he genuinely attracted to you? Yes, and absolutely. Does he have negative habits that he needs to work on around how to navigate his emotions? Hell yeah. But it's not that he isn't genuinely attracted to you. You are going to have to make your own decision around whether or not you have the patience to hold space for that, or whether or not you are. And see, notice Spirit didn't give you a clear answer, and that's on purpose, because this is a spiritual lesson for you about what are you willing to put up with and what are you not willing to put up with. For some people, they don't care. They're just like, okay, well, he just has to learn this and he's just tripping. For some people, these are the things that genuinely pull and strip away at their energy, right? You only know that. And so this is something, again, going back to the Emperor, you need to be disciplined enough to figure out for yourself. Does that make sense? So he's not a bad person. He just don't know how to fucking deal with his emotions. And it makes him lash out and argumentative. Okay? I'm going to wrap up with KFS, who wants a general reading. And then I'm going to get out of here for the night. Because I come on here and I'm a sweet person. I read for y'all. I'm really kind. And then every now and then, it's always a troll-ass bitch from the past who don't think that I know that she's from the fucking past, that want to come and play in my fucking shit. And I'm not doing that tonight. I'm not dealing with musty pussy energy. I'm not dealing with pick me, I need any attention, even if it's negative attention energy. We don't do that around here. So I'm going to do KFS's reading, and I'm going to go on back to my night in my nice home that's warm and cozy. And I'm going to mind my fucking business. And then goofy bitches who need to troll can go find some other life to do that on. Ancestors, angels, and masters, spirits, walk with me. Elevated ancestors. What does KFS need to know? What do the spirits that surround her want her to pay attention to at this time? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I'm sorry, JL. I'm fine. I promise you I'm fine. It's just the ignorance. And then she gonna use the name Frida. How dare she disrespect Frida? Don't ever fucking disrespect Frida. So KFS, your energy is distracted right now, and it has a lot to do with a lack of work-life balance that you deal with. Either you are hyperfixated on work and you don't give yourself enough leisurely or free time, or you're severely distracted by something else, right? So you're struggling with balance and juggling at the moment, and you're feeling it in terms of impact on your resources. So I'm not going to go as far as to say you don't have enough money, but you just generally don't feel like you don't have enough. And a lot of that has to do with the lack of balance and focus. If you were at equilibrium, it would be easier for you to have appreciation of the things you have in your life right now, right? There's definitely a need to do some work over Ori, because it's not that your spirits aren't around you. They're trying to get your attention, but it's hard for them to get your attention. So you're receiving downloads, but you don't fully know that they're downloads, if that makes any sense. So you should definitely take some time to really do some work over your head, get some clarity. I don't know if you saw me doing this, but I don't know when was the last time you've done any brow chakra work. So in addition to doing the old rework, consider doing some brow chakra work. You're not trusting yourself enough as a magician right now. And I think this is a struggle that a lot of people have in their spiritual journey, where they feel like the only way to show up as a powerful magician is in their ability to do like strong workings or big dramatic workings for other people. You need to figure out a way to use your magic more frequently, particularly for self-care and balance, right? Because a lot of the distraction and the ability to have good balance in your life and the lack of ability to discern the downloads that are coming from you are a result of the fact that you don't do enough spiritual work on yourself. It's almost like you don't trust the tools you have to work yourself and bring change over your life. That's something that you really have to start building more regimen around. That's what I'm seeing, KFS. Let me know if that resonated with you or not. Yeah, I give a lot of chances. I do. So when people do goofy shit, it burns my fuse. It really does. Um, I am going to go ahead and end the stream. I love you all. I hope you guys had a good time tonight. I apologize for cursing, and I really don't like it when people come on here and play. I really don't. Play with your pussy, don't play with me. Um, but for those of you who behaved and who are respectful and who come here and honor this space weekly, I do want to thank you. I want to thank you for your engagement. I want to thank you for coming here tonight. I will be back on Thursday for, I'm either going to do Astro Hour or Happy Hour. I'm not really certain. We still need to do the monthly Charm School free lecture. I have not planned that yet, but it will be before the Thanksgiving holiday. So once I have the date scheduled, I will definitely make it a point to put that in the comment section and begin advertising on the Facebook group. If you are not already on my Facebook group, please join Sacred Roots. Sacred Roots, I do weekly tarot breakdowns. I do weekly self-care lessons. There's exclusive content on there. I do flash sales that do not, they're even better than the sales that I do through email, right? There's a lot of exclusive perks involved in being a part of my Sacred Roots Facebook group. So if you've not already joined, make sure that you go ahead and join. If you did not hit the like button when you came in, make sure you hit it on the way out. Take care. Love you all, except for that goofy bitch, Frida. And I know your real name ain't fucking Frida. You wish Frida loved you. You wish you had Frida energy. Everyone else have a great night. But to her, I hope you step on a Lego bitch. See you all Thursday.